What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Park Beyond, my Park Beyond friends. I'm Scott Boogie, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. I'm starting off another sandbox, as you might have seen in my last video of Park Beyond. I started in a whole nother sandbox because the park I was doing before, it was just steady going in the negative as far as money, losing money on rides being literally left abandoned, and folks not getting on them, shops being abandoned. You name it, it was happening in the park, man. People was leaving for various reasons. They wasn't happy. They wouldn't stand happy in the park, so we had to find out what was going on, see what our issue was, adjust those issues, and make us a better sandbox. So that's what we did in the last video on here. We created us another park. We got us another format of how we want to lay the park out, and so far so good. So if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that like button as well, and check out more of my Park Beyond videos that I did before. And let's jump right into my new sandbox and see what other changes we can make to and possify another park. Let's get it. All right, hold up. Now, before we get started and before we go back to the new sandbox, like this was my first sandbox that I wanted to do on Par Beyond because, at that point, I was playing the game, like I said in one of my previous videos, I was playing this game like Planet Coaster, which you cannot do because this is not Planet Coaster. This is Part Beyond. It has its own mechanics, its own way of doing things, and um own features for the NPCs, the characters themselves that walk around the park. Cause you'll have rides like this that'll just sit up and be abandoned. It'll have excitement rating that the guests like, but they won't ride it, and it's always broken, as you see. So nobody get on this stuff. So a lot of the stuff in this park was damaged. Not even that it was damaged, it's just it was abandoned. Like people wasn't riding this stuff, Like this ride here is insane. I would love to see people on this ride. So I decided to make another attempt at doing another park. I liked that this fountain that I had made in here with the terrain and stuff. I thought this was really cool. It's a lot of cool things that I had in here that I thought would work out. I got this in the new park that I just did. I added that in there. A couple of things that's in here that I'm gonna start off and add over, but we're gonna do another Pac-Man area as well, but I want to just get the grasp of how the park management works on here, and that's what I was having problems with. So instead of coming into the sandbox, you have unlimited money. See right here, I'm negative $31,000. Even though you get unlimited money on here, you still supposed to be able to make a profit on the game as well, from your shops and your rides. So, like on here, they want you to charge for rides basically, because that's how you get a lot of your revenue back. But at the same time, you didn't you didn't want to charge a hefty fee at the gate and have people trying to pay for rides and stuff too. So what I did is I charged like maybe I think it's like $2 at the gate. See, in this park here was like 50 cents or something like that. Cause I was steady trying to gain money back, so I was going down and down on the prices of a lot of stuff. Excuse me, guys, trying to get my laptop and things situated. All right, but I was trying to be reasonable with the prices like on Planet Coaster, but it was actually costing me money on here, because you really have to pay attention to. You really got to pay attention to the different fads and things that go on this side of your menu,
It's
because it
so
might,
amazing to see so.
like I don't want to hear you talking. I heard that already, but you got to keep an eye on a lot of that stuff because that stuff will help you keep up with what's going on in your park here. But as you can see, this park was big, and I kind of just went buck wild with just placing path and making different areas that nobody's really using. Like I'm getting people to start coming over this way right now, but as you can see, the happiness in the corner is at 49%. And if I go to the park management, I got 16 people that's unhappy and 26 groups that left because time ran out. None with the wallets empty and none with the preferred ride, and nobody left the park satisfied. So this park is actually not in a good place. You know, it's big, it looks nice and everything, but you know, far as attendance wise and people staying in this park, it sucks. You know, it's just trash. And as you can see, it's like a boatload of people leaving right now. You know, so you know, in my other park, it's not as better. You know, it's not as much better with people leaving out, but it's a little better. You don't have a whole load of people moving out in groves leaving out the park. So let's go check out the new park. Let's go back to the new park so I can show y'all how to do the park management now and what seems to be working for me now, keeping a successful park. So let's check that out. Well, at this point, guys, right now, I had to break down everything at this point because water started coming in at a rapid pace from my sump pumps, all my drains in the basement, my back stairs, you know, from the outside. So at this point right now, I was just basically trying to move and rotate everything in the house, in the basement, downstairs, getting it up right, so I could move to get my gamer station and everything like that because it was a really bad storm that just came through and just drenched us like for hours. Um, so at this point right now, I was just had my game on, letting stuff go as I was putting away things. As it got closer and closer to my gamer section, I came over and broke everything down and was able to evacuate the basement after I got everything put away and got my tanks and filters and stuff situated where everything would be pretty much safe throughout the flooding process at the moment. And I had to come back to this, you know, so uh, yeah, it was a process, man. It was something I did not expect to happen. It was an early morning when I started recording the video, and the skies was clear, everything, and then all of a sudden we just got boom, hit with a storm that lasted for hours until after like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the evening here in Chicago. Um, it also washed out the NASCAR we had here over the weekend as well a little bit, but they finished it up. You know, it was an experience to see that as well. But yeah, guys, this was my uh-oh video. You know, I had to evacuate the park and the build um, while I was in the midst of recording and making this stuff. So once I broke my game down and was able to go in another section of the house, I was able to not record because I didn't have my equipment to record. So I had to just put the rest of the part together, which you're going to see in the last part of this video. You know, I just wanted to put this video out as well, man, because like, yeah, us YouTubers, we're not perfect. Things happen, and that was one of those moments where I had a perfect opportunity to record. I started recording, Mother Nature struck, and yeah, it washed me literally out of my studio. Literally, it washed me out of here. Um, I couldn't maintain standing here to finish recording. I went through like two pairs of pants, shoes, just trying to make sure everything was secured and in the right place and up high enough because the water came up higher than normal in my basement this time, so it was really bad this time. So, but I was still able to get the rest of this video off so you guys could see the adjustments and the changes that I did make in this part, and you can see the how much success I'm having with this park, far as guest happiness so far in the park and the number of guests that I have in the park. So, yeah, let's get back to it then, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. Had a little bit of technical difficulties. This not gonna be a long video either, as well. Like I said, this is the continuation to the video I started earlier that you guys were watching earlier, and the little speed section of me putting the rest of the little areas together. So what I'm gonna do now is just go through this area and explain everything that you're seeing right now. So I'd like to apologize if you hear any background sounds right now in the background because I still have fans and things going on in my recording space right now because I had a really bad flood in my recording area where I do my videos for you guys. But I wanted to finish out the video that I started before I said emergency, before I had the emergency do an emergency evacuation out of my basement here because water was coming in at a rapid pace. And I had to move everything and get everything out of the way and protect all my electronics and things like that. So yeah, but in the midst of all that, when I had a little downtime in between preparations and stuff like that, I took a break and was able to finish things up here a little bit. So still have an issue with this trash and things like that, trying to figure out why, my janitor's not cleaning that up right there. Impossified a couple of shops that was over here. Impossified all of the rides except this coaster here, which I may do. We still have 8 impossifications left, but this game, I said this game. This ride here is really cool because it's like that Monte de Leon ride on Planet Coaster, but on here when you impossified, they actually playing Dance Dance Revolution on this thing as it goes around. How cool is that? How cool is that? All right, so then we got, I never used this ride either, so that was my first time using that flat ride since I had the game, and this one here. I never modified this one, so this is a cool little ride. You're getting a little submersible, whatever, and it takes you in and dips you inside the fish tank, So I like that because I'm a fish tank guy. I like that. That's another thing I had to work on down here. I had to do a couple of ghetto rigs on a few of my air pumps because some of my air pumps end up getting a little damaged where only one side was blowing air out. So that's how that goes. Water heater is out at the moment as well, trying to figure out how to get that fixed up so I can have some more hot water, guys. But the life of a YouTuber right now, this not monetized. There's don't have a Patreon and things like that. That's how it goes. There's no extra funds, to take care of things, and yeah. So I may end up cutting back on a little bit of work on YouTube a little bit. Not a lot, not a lot. So if I end up having to work me a second job or something right now on top of doing this here as well, because I gotta get some things going on here. So but like I said, I wanted to show you guys what I've been doing with this part. And in the first part of the video, I was just basically telling you guys like how to kind of do your park where you get guests coming in here, because I think this is the most guests I've ever had on this game at one time, just actually staying in the park, because of the little things that I was talking about in the beginning of the video with having shops in the right places and bathrooms and benches and stuff to drink, and kind of picking rides that caters to all genres of your guests, from families, teens, and adults. So keep that in mind when you building parks on Park Beyond, if you want to keep the happiness rate at a certain level. But I stopped right here because I wanted to make like a little path going down to this landing and maybe have a couple of rides here and then get down to this landing where we got the rest of the park that we're gonna put stuff in over here with more shops and stuff. So it wasn't, like I said, it's not not a lot that was done. Well, it was quite a bit done because I also modified this. I said impossified this all the way to the max, so it's 3 tiers on there now. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I just wanted to get back in real quick and show you guys what I end up doing on my little break time and when I got a chance to plug my game up somewhere else and record this little footage here. So yeah. So with all that out the way, guys, it's the 4th of July as when I'm finishing up this video here. I started it 2 days ago, so happy 4th of July for you guys who all celebrate it, and be safe if you're popping fireworks and things like that. And if you're new to the channel over here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to that 200 subscriber mark. We're trying to get to that 200 subscriber mark here at the channel. Go over to my Park Beyond Facebook group and join over there, and you feel free to share whatever you like to share over there. As far as Park Beyond, Planet Coaster, Call of Duty, 2K, whatever it is you played, you might want to share. You feel free to share. You may have questions about the game you may want to ask, and if I had an answer, I definitely would respond and let you know how to answer your question. Yeah. So until next time, guys, and into my next video here on the channel, I got to get back to straightening out my studios here so I could be comfortable again. Yeah. So until next time, guys, and into my next Park Beyond video, I'm Scott Boogie, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.